Shocked, the life of Elsa Schiaparelli, before and after death. Elsa Schiaparelli was a very famous fashion designer in the 1920s and 30s. Before she became a designer, she went to the University of Rome and studied philosophy. Schiaparelli was very different from all the other designers at the time. Many people would say she was simply ahead of her time. In 1940, she won the Neiman Marcus Award. She was also a major inspiration to Judianna Makovsky, who was the costume designer for the Hunger Games. Schiaparelli is also very famous for creating a new shade of pink, which she named Shocking. It very soon became her signature color. In 1954, she published her autobiography. Elsa Schiaparelli had a very large and famous family. Schiaparelli's father was Celestino Schiaparelli and her mother was Maria Luisa Schiaparelli. Celestino was brother of famous astronomer Giovanni Virginio. When Schiaparelli was young, she would study the heavens with her famous uncle Giovanni. In 1920, Elsa had her daughter, Gogo Schiaparelli, who soon married Robert L. Brenson. Gogo's children are model Marissa Brenson and photographer Barry Brenson. Coco Chanel was a major rival and contemporary of Schiaparelli. Chanel and Schiaparelli's rivalry is one of the major reasons Schiaparelli is remembered today. Chanel is much more known today than Schiaparelli. Like Schiaparelli, Chanel has many different kinds of perfumes. Both were famous around the same time, but Chanel's brand continues to be popular now, while Schiaparelli has began to fade into fashion history. Miuccia Prada was another famous fashion designer in the 20th century. She is 65 years old today. Both Schiaparelli and Prada were surrealists and had a very similar style. While Schiaparelli also made designs that had things that stick out and were bold, Prada's designs were more basic designs that had bright colors or outrageous accessories. In 2012, a Met Gala was held in remembrance of Schiaparelli and in honor of Prada. It was called Schiaparelli and Prada, Impossible Conversation. Salvador Dali was a famous French painter. Dali's art was a lot like Schiaparelli's designs. His art was outrageous. When you look at it, it really made you think about what it means. Dali and Schiaparelli had many collaborations, but she is known for one. Their collaboration was a great combination of the art world and the fashion world. Dali was a big part of Schiaparelli's remembrance for her fashion legacy because of their collaboration to make her most famous design, the lobster dress. The lobster dress is probably Elsa Schiaparelli's most famous design. The lobster dress is a white gown with a red ribbon belt and a huge red lobster on the side. Many people have tried to recreate the dress, but no one will be able to make a dress that compares to the original. The original dress was made as a part of a collaboration between Elsa Schiaparelli and Salvador Dali in 1927. The reason people like this design is that it's so original. No one else could have thought of making a dress so bold and having it become their most famous design. The lobster dress was with one of her first collections that her brand ever released. Schiaparelli's style is often compared to the way Lady Gaga dresses. They are both major role models for young women from all different time periods, and they both show that it's okay to dress how you want and not have to dress like everyone else. Elsa Schiaparelli's first design collection came out in 1927 when she was 37. The collection was called Trompe l'oeil. Trompe l'oeil means an optical illusion. This occurs in most of the designs. The designs were hand-knit bows or scarves around the neck of a shirt for the illusion. This led to the brand's old and new designs. Over time, Schiaparelli's designs evolved a lot from her simple knitted jumpers. Her designs became more bright and colorful. It was as if every one was more extraordinary than the last. She was always able to come up with new, unthought-of, crazy ideas to bring to her designs. As all of this progressed, she became more known for her surrealism and extremely different designs. She was one of the first designers to present clothes with visible zippers. Schiaparelli didn't only do clothes, she also made accessories. Some of Schiaparelli's accessories are more famous than some of her dresses. For example, the shoe hat is by far one of her most famous pieces. The accessories she makes are just like her designs. They are wild and don't compare to any other designs out there from her time. And even now, Schiaparelli's old designs often had something to match, like a pair of gloves, a hand purse, or even an umbrella. It was amazing how creative Schiaparelli was. You would rarely see another design look anything like one of hers. The Schiaparelli brand today focuses more on dresses and less on accessories. Another thing she was famous for were her perfumes. She released many different perfumes in her life. Her most famous ones were Shocking in 1937, Chap in 1934, Snuff in 1939, Zut in 1949, and S in 1928. The bottles were much like her styles of designs. They were very different and colorful. Schiaparelli did many things aside running her brand and designing clothes. She would draw, raise Go-Go alone, and write her autobiography. Schiaparelli had many ways for a woman to live. In her autobiography, she wrote her 12 commandments for women. Schiaparelli's 12 commandments for women are: 1. Since most women do not know themselves, they should try to do so. 2. A woman who buys an expensive dress and changes it, often with disastrous results, is extravagant and foolish. 3. Most women, and men, are colorblind. They should ask for suggestions. 4. Remember, 20% of women have inferiority complexes. 70% have illusions. 5. 90% are afraid of being suspicious and of what people will say, so they buy a gray suit. They should dare to be different. 6. Women should listen and ask for competent criticism and advice. 7. They should choose their clothes alone or in the company of a man. 8. They should never shop with another woman who sometimes, consciously or unconsciously, is apt to be jealous. 9. She should buy little or of the best or cheapest. 10. Never fit a dress to the body, but train the body to fit the dress. 11. A woman should buy mostly in one place where she is known and respected, and not rush around trying every new fade. 12. And she should pay her bills. The Schiaparelli Fashion House opened in 1931. Her shop was located at 21 Place Vendôme, where it became known as the Chap Shop. The fashion house is much like the brand style. All the furniture, shelves, and desks are strangely shaped, and the colors they use are bright, almost neon. Elsa Schiaparelli was a special guest on What's My Line in the 4th season.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Good. Will you come in, Mystery Challenger, and sign in, please? Now, would you join me over here? Panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery celebrity, we dispense with all of the usual preliminaries, get right down to the general questioning, which we will begin with. Oh, Mr. Sir.
Would you say that your name was famous in the world of fashion?
I would say yes for our guest on that, Mr. Sir.
Might you be known as a famous designer of ladies' dresses?
You're getting hot.
So take the dive, Bennett.
Would you be located? You're centrally located in Paris.
Yes.
Well, I only know 2 or 3 dressmakers, so I'll take a chance at Schiaparelli.
That's the right answer.
Very nice.
Thank you very much. Good to have you with us.
Celebrities today are still wearing Schiaparelli's brand on red carpets and at galas. Sarah Jessica Parker wore a Schiaparelli dress in 2014 Amer Inspiration Gala in New York. Chloe Moretz wore a Schiaparelli brand gown to a premiere of her movie If I Stay. Many people love Schiaparelli's designs. It's going to be a while before Schiaparelli is forgotten, but there will always be people that will remember her designs and will never forget what a shockingly brilliant designer Schiaparelli was.